everybody loves it. Everybody's having a good time, and they still fighting about it. You know, everybody, you know, I love it more than you. How come you don't love it as much as I do? You know, people still fighting over this.
Well, you forgot the faction of, yeah, it was great and all, but y'all made it seem like it was going to be great.
Yeah, that too.
It was overhyped, if you ask me. Or I liked Infinity War better.
Yeah,
it's a lot of that.
Look, everybody loves a movie, but not everybody's going to want to. Not everybody's going to like what we have to say, even though what we say is praiseworthy. Now, him, I'll say you're going to love what he has to say. Me, y'all going to be mad at me.
We owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
I got things for me in the movie that probably a lot of people don't want to hear. So if you're one of those people, then not only, look, you've seen the movie, you don't care about the spoilers, but if you care about people disagreeing with you, then you might want to go. This is not anything to convince anybody that the movie's not good. This is not anything to have anybody persuaded to feel the way I do or he does. We're just talking because it's a spoiler talk, and that's the problem with this. You know that this is no longer a movie, Martin. This is no longer a phenomena. Avengers Endgame, at least for these next few days, it's a religion. It's at a point now where people are so emotionally invested in this that it has gone beyond just being simple entertainment. No, this is a faith for some people out there. And you know, and it's funny too, because I mean, it's almost scary where this movie has gone. The way the emotional investment is with this film. Mm-hmm. Some people this weekend got shot at a mosque and killed in a tragic shooting. And then some people are like,
in a synagogue.
Yeah. And some people like, no, man, that's bad. But you hear about Iron Man?
I know.
You know? It's like, did you hear? You didn't even say Tony Stark. You said Iron Man. You know, you just compared an imaginary superhero to people who actually got murdered in real life. Yeah, but I know them people, man. Shit, me and Tony, man, we've been through
hanging for 11 years.
We've been through some shit, man. You know, when he's in that cave, I had his back, man. Bitch, you can't reason for some of these people out here. That's what we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about not only just the spoiler talk. It's not like, hey, man, let's talk about all these things that we couldn't say in the review. Let's not talk about, let's talk about all these things that, that people couldn't see, or, let's brag about how we saw it before the people. It's not that. No, what we want to do is we want to talk about, elaborate on some of the points that we were saying, some of the things that we praised it for. Maybe make clearer the things that didn't work for somebody like me, make you understand a little bit more instead of having to say, well, there was this thing by this person when they did that before this. I know people watching like, God damn, man.
Just say it.
At this point,
don't say it, but just say it.
No, people are like, man, fuck, just spoil it down. I don't really need to do this. Everybody's seen the movie, but I'm going to do it anyway just to give you you know what, we never get tired of this movie right here. Everybody's loving it. Let's go ahead and just have a quick look at one of the earlier trailers that came out for old time's sake.
God, seems like 1,000 years ago.
You can water again? You're going to,
Not nice to get rid of water.
yeah. You gonna go jack off. You looking at this trailer right here? Got him all excited. Still gives me chills. Yeah, but you still gave it a full price. Start that. I want to go through and talk about, before we get started with anything, some of the characters that probably meant more the second time around that you didn't give credit to the first time around when you saw it. Starting with that rat. that rat. I was sitting on the couch with Chris Herman on was it Friday? Yeah. Friday night, and I looked at him and I said, Chris, did I see something wrong, or did a rat really
save the universe?
Save the universe. I said the rat that saved the universe. I said, did a rat really just release the MVP, did a rat really just release Ant-Man and save the universe? Because we do realize without that rat, none of this would have happened. And I gotta tell you something. Carlos made a comment, and I thought he was joking. But that rat. Now, if y'all saw the movie, you know that Scott Lang is, aka Ant-Man, is caught in the quantum realm and look like he's never gonna get out because his van just got towed. It's in a lot somewhere. Rats crawling all over it and everything. It ain't nobody gonna, we're never gonna see this guy again. And then a rat crawled across it and somew released it.
Yeah,
and I thought
the right switch.
And I thought that rat had just like his back paw just hit like a button or something. No, man, I saw it. That rat got up there, put on some goggles and type it in code and shit. That rat hit some buttons, man. That rat, as far as I'm concerned, that rat's an honorary Avenger, man.
Cross-eyed rat.
That wall-eyed rat. He like keep giving me some goddamn disrespect, Martin. He like, I saved your black ass. Now come on.
Who are you talking to? Talking to you.
Yeah, I'm looking at both y'all right now. That rat's looking at all the room. Now who want to talk some shit? It's cool and it's silly at the same time. This rat just crawled over this device and released Ant-Man, who really did save the universe. Without that rat, nothing would have been had. I'm not even kidding. I would love for, how Marvel just does stuff with these little Easter egg and nods and jokes.
Go off and see the adventures of this rat afterwards.
I would love for that rat to have some intelligence, or he's an alien or something. I want this rat to have his own story. I want to say, shit, the Falcon and Bucky and all them. Like, give him a Disney Plus TV show. We were talking about that. I think, and we agreed on this, the reason why that this works so well is because it humanizes the characters.
Oh, very much so.
And we didn't get a chance to say too much why these characters are so humanized, but it's a completely character-driven film. And that is what makes it work. The superhero stuff in here, that's cool, but it's really the superhero stuff only excels because it's sold by the characters who are human enough and relatable enough to do it.
Yeah, you care about them. Yeah, you relate to them. You care about them. So when they're in trouble or they're doing things, you root for it more, or you feel it more. It's not just some god dressed up as like a pro wrestler who's trying to beat up another one.
Marvel's very smart about how they humanize these characters. This movie's very smart about how it does it, because it's not just superheroes who don't wear their costumes most of the time. It's not because they just wearing plain button downs like you or me. It's because they really out there mixing it up with regular people, man. Yeah. Do you know how many people would pay just to have Captain America just say hi and shake their hand? You know what I mean? Like Captain America be at Comic-Con signing all kind of autographs for $100 a pop, but my man is just sitting up there giving free therapy to people who ain't got no money, man. Now I ain't trying. They had one dude who had most of the lines. It looked like he had a job or something.
Yeah, the director.
Yeah. I thought that's one of the Russo brothers. I thought so. But they showed some other people, and they showed one old black woman. They showed one guy who just got off meth. It's just like, y'all ain't got no money. And yet Captain America is there helping people cope and just with strangers, man.
Yeah. People
that he's just treating like regular people. The Hulk just chilling at a diner, man. Hulk could have been at Ruth Chris, some 5-star restaurant somewhere, Michelin star. No. Professor Hulk just in a eating eggs and bacon and pancakes at some knockoff Denny's, man, where kids can just come up and ask him for an autograph, and he's cool with it.
Yeah, he's cool with it.
While we're on the subject of the Hulk, Professor Hulk, like people saw this. They leaked stuff, man. It's like it's funny how
that's that assholes.
No, but Marvel did it, man. They put toys out and all kind of stuff. And
that's what people talk about, how the toys were giving stuff away.
Yeah, Marvel was even spoiling themselves, man. And pictures of Professor Hulk got out. We all know that Bruce Banner, played by Mark Ruffalo, merged with his CGI effects and became one character. And people were talking about how that looked. They said, "Man, that looks kind of bad." I mean, I'm all for this movie, but that doesn't look good at all. It looks like it's just got that pistachio ice cream look going on right there.
Well, that picture looks bad because that's really bad photoshopping of these guys who were never in a room together.
Oh yeah,
that's mistaken.
And they did that because I don't know. There's probably some Photoshop somebody threw together, but they definitely they couldn't show you fat Thor.
Yeah.
So they had to show you fine Thor.
Yeah.
But can I just say how great the Hulk look, Professor Hulk look in the movie? I know that he's not completely human. He's a big green guy, but those facial mannerisms were they did you not like it?
No. I'm just no. That wasn't my I don't like it face. That's me going like, yeah, goddamn. What they got going on with this technology of
de-aging
and aging and making Tony Stark look emaciated. And Hulk looked real. He has weight, and he's interacting with everybody in the scene in a way you don't question it.
Yeah, I mean, have they got humans down completely? Well, maybe one day, we don't know. But their enhancements on people is incredible. Hulk, right down to his stubble. I mean, it was like Mark Ruffalo was a green man. That's one of the things that you see going to watch the movie that you don't see in the trailers. They were saying how they're going to hide stuff in trailers, how they might change people's hair color, remove people. I believe, looking at some of these scenes and stills that they put out there and stuff from the trailers, Hulk was supposed to be in there. Professor Hulk, I think watching the movie, Professor Hulk was in that shot right there. And I know for certain that he was with Rocket when they went to go see Thor.
Yeah.
And you can see they took it out of the trailer right there. So, in fact, they had one trailer where it looked like he was coming in after a night at the bar. It was all dark. He opened that door like he was drunk. It's not my fucking house. But Thor looks great, man. But that's one of the things where they humanized that character. You have a god, and they say, we want people to relate to him. Let's make him fat. They got fat pot-bellied Thor. And seriously, they took a god, somebody that looked perfect through most of the movie, and they made him fat. And we're like, wow, now I feel even more sympathy for this character.
Oh yeah,
because look, it's a god. I don't buy that he can't just all of a sudden just just like self-metabolize or something, But for the sake of the movie, y'all think I'm nitpicky. I heard some people actually saying, "Man, how he get fat? He's supposed to be a god. That ain't supposed to happen." I was like, "Okay, that's some shit we just got to ride with." All right, look at the moment. Look, I ain't the moment where I'm questioning about Thor is fat.
Odin was fat, and he's the king of the gods.
Shit, I know why he's fat. He's drinking beer and eating pizza. Fuck anybody.
Yeah. He's wallowing in depression.
Hell yeah. Shit, I don't give a if you a god or not. You eat that much pizza and drink that much beer, you gonna get fat.
Sitting around playing video games.
Playing PlayStation. Yeah, you gonna get fat. That's one of the things that was believable in the movie. And even in Thanos. Now I've had some problems with Thanos in the movie, but for the most part, I like what they did with Thanos at the beginning. I love what they did with Thanos. We're talking about how they're taking these characters and dressing them down, having them mix with real people. We used to seeing Thor, in his armor and being a god. We used to seeing Thanos, being Trojan man. he got his armor. He got that double-sided lightsaber sword. But at the beginning of this movie, what do we see him in? He had on a T-shirt and some capri pants, just lounging around the house.
It's just a simple farmer
making a salad and some soup. Yeah, he was, like you said, he was a simple farmer, man. Also, humanizing these characters means showing them a side of you that you probably don't want to see. And I like that they didn't even try to explain it. It happened, and you take that scene for whatever it is that you get from it. Like when they go to get Thanos, I thought they would fight him and the fight would end and they're about to kill him, and Captain America comes in and is like, "We're not him.
Yeah.
Let's not go to his level." They cut that mother pieces. That shit was a lynching. That shit was that was pure frontier revenge justice.
Yeah, it was.
That was vigilante justice, man. They might as well just got a rope and hung that motherfucker.
They really, you know what? A problem I'm always having with superheroes and movies and TV shows is how they do a lot of bullshitting. Like when they should go take care of business, they're making speeches, they're posing. They show up instead of just tackling and arresting the guy and taking him to jail. They're like, "All right, I'm giving you one more chance," or "You failed this city." And I'm like, "Okay, people are dying. Can you dispatch this person?" And here, they showed up and was like, "We are not fucking around."
Yeah.
The last time I don't know if we held back, but there's no holding back. He is not doing that again.
It's just the way they gang beat his ass. They had him a chokehold. Talk. Captain America about kick his ass. He was like the chicken when he get into a fight in the parking lot. Get him, Captain Marvel. You know they cut. I went in there, I forgot they cut off his hand. I was like, holy.
Yeah, which one of them cut off his hand?
Oh, it was Thor.
Oh, it was Thor? Okay.
Yeah, no, Thor cut off hand. Okay. He went for the head.
Okay, all right. I couldn't remember if he had done both things.
And I love the way Thor, like they were talking, and Thor just came. He let him finish his speech, and he's like, "You done?" And just shit. Even Captain Marvel, like, damn, what's coming? Watch where you swinging at.
Yeah, like a Rocket was like, "Oh man, we were gonna." Oh, no.
Yeah, did you see Rocket? He's like, "What did you do?" I like the way Punisher's like, "Don't y'all ever say shit about me no more." Y'all can't say nothing now.
Who expected him to kill Thanos that early in the movie?
I did.
Did you?
I had a theory before where it looks like because we were talking about it was like either Thanos is going to kill. Because my biggest one was Thanos is going to kill Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's what you kept saying. That she was going to fly in and get her ass kicked.
And me and James were talking about like because there was even a point. I think he said in the second one, it's like maybe they kill him or maybe they even have two Thanos. Thanoses that come back. I had read a bunch of theories where that was one of them, where they could have killed him, and that was a big one too. Because they said if they kill him, and he's already destroyed the stones, and nobody's going to be able to do anything. And he gets the last laugh no matter what. When you watch something the second time around, you get to notice just all the things that aren't big action. You get to notice the things that just. This is what movie making is really about for characters. It's the small things that you don't notice that register in the back of your mind. Something as simple as Natasha, aka Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, just eating a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah,
just sitting around just eating a sandwich. You know, showing her with the bread, cutting it in half, and it's like, you know, that is a small thing that people do every day that people just toss aside as nothing. But when you see like heroes do it, people larger than life, it's like, okay, they are just like everybody else in a way.
Yeah.
Except they probably killed more people and went to space. But you know,
outside of that though.
But outside of that, and I gotta say, Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson were great together early on in the movie, man. When he's coming in and saying, "I just came to." I'm just checking on a friend, seeing how you're doing. I mean, they really did get this feeling down of being family.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and plus we had seen them work together in The Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So we know, and both of them, you know, being, you know, soldiers, as it were, we could see the connection that they had.
Yeah. The superhero stuff here, it might not, you know, I know it's great. Look, we had a moment that is now in the first few hours that this movie came out. It's legendary. All of the Avengers, all the people that within this universe, everybody that we've known and over 22 movies, 11 years, you know, watching Captain America lift that hammer, and say Avengers Assemble, you know, that is great. And you know what, and again, kind of goes back to another moment that people can relate to because it, you know, the first time we saw a hint of that, they were just chilling at a party,
right.
Drunk, fucked up, trying to lift a magical hammer.
Go, Steve, no pressure. Come on, Cap.
Fuck. Look, cocky ass. That smile went off his face real quick. Oh shit. And that's the first time we saw that Steve Rogers could actually
move it a little bit.
Yeah, move it a little bit. And there's some theories out there. I like the theories that say he could have done it the whole time. He didn't want to make it like a bitch over there. You already got a bitch ponytail right now.
If you've been somebody who's watched all these movies, then they gave you a big payout.
Yeah, and I like that they set it up also where it looked like Thor didn't like that anybody else could be worthy of that hammer.
Right.
And did you see him in the movie? He was so proud.
Yeah, he
Kevin
was.
was like, I knew it. That's my boy.
Yeah.
And plus, I got some shit bigger than you anyway. And when I say they brought back everybody, they brought back everybody. Martin, I want you to take a look at this scene right here. Do you notice somebody that you never expected to come back and they did? See anybody you recognize in there?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'd read about him. I could never see him the 2 times I saw it. Now that you freeze it, I see him right there.
Who am I talking about?
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck right there, man. Y'all know I love Howard the Duck. I was one of the first ones to go see that movie back in the day when it came out. It was a bad movie, terrible film. And I said, man, everybody's rooting for their big comeback in the Marvel universe. Everybody wants to see these heroes get bought back by Marvel and given their proper due. And y'all been talking about these big cape superheroes. I said, man, give me that duck. Howard the Duck. You can see him closer right there. And I actually, when you see the movie, you can actually see him cock that gun too. He's ready. Now it's official now. We stuck with that duck.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of him now. I would love to see what they would do with this character now that he's making more and more of an appearance. But I love that they brought everybody in, and it still made sense, man.
Well, once you got Rocket Raccoon going around.
Yeah, you can't talk a man, but that duck wearing a suit.
That's just ridiculous. I can't buy that.
But once the battle starts, I have to say, I love. No, don't get me wrong. I love the scene. It's cool, but if we can, let's look at why that battle worked. Because really, when it started, man, it's CG clutter. It's almost a mess. It's the stuff that's happening in the background while characters do certain things in the foreground. But it's those characters that are doing things in the foreground that make it what it is. Mm-hmm. We're not there just to see these heroes just beat the shit out of each other. We're there to see Tony Stark embrace Peter Parker when he sees him. We're there to see Thor joking with Captain America when they get their weapons mixed up. Mm-hmm. We're there to see Gamora kick Star-Lord in the nuts because he deserves it. Yeah. Because none of this shit would have happened if it weren't for him.
This could have been avoided if nothing.
Yeah, he needed more of an ass whooping. But and of course Tony's death.
Yeah.
That's the thing that makes that battle what it is. It's the emotions, it's the charming parts. It's not the fighting.
No, I mean it's a good chance to showcase a lot of characters that you haven't seen in a while, the ones who were gone, and they're getting their moments. Black Panther and Scarlet Witch and some others, Valkyrie, a bunch of others. But yeah, it's Tony Stark's death. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Before we talk about, because of course death is a huge part of this. I mean, we've all been anticipating it. We've all been dreading it. Mm-hmm. And now that it's here, it's definitely had an emotional impact on some people. But let's talk about what I consider, maybe not others, but what I consider to be the most important death in the movie. And that would be that rat. No, it would be Scarlett Johansson, man, Black Widow. Mm-hmm. I think her death is the most important. First of all, she made the biggest sacrifice because she knew that what she had to do. It wasn't like I'm being on the battlefield and just taking your chances. She had to look at her death for a moment and say, I'm going to do that.
Well, yeah, it's not you have to go fight this monster and hopefully you'll win. It is to make this work, you have to die.
Yeah.
And there's no coming back.
And it's not like, hey, you can take some kind of noble death. No, you got to hurl your ass off that cliff, hundreds of feet below. Y'all better be glad I wasn't in there. I would have said, well, you know what? I like half these. Yeah.
We're good.
I would have said, we didn't like half these motherfuckers anyway, man. Come on, for real. I mean,
I could probably do it without the Soul Stone, I'm sure.
Hey, this mission, I ain't doing it. I'm still alive. Hey, man, you know what? Earth is cleaner. I think Thanos had a point. Let's go home. More liquor for us. But no, she was the one that not only was she the one that had to look death in the face and throw herself at it. That's hard. Mm-hmm. But also it's the death that nobody saw coming.
Right.
No one was talking about this because she's getting her Disney Channel or what Disney Plus show.
Is she?
Oh no, movie. I'm sorry. She's getting a movie.
I mean, is that really happening, or was that just a feint?
I think it's happening, but people are saying that it's now it's a prequel. But who knows? I mean, it's time travel.
It's like,
stuff.
okay, it's going to be a prequel, but she'll be older than she was when she was first joined the Avengers. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. They're saying it's a prequel. Maybe it's a side thing that's happened. I mean, who knows? But
Okay.
I mean, the news of her getting her own thing was definitely throwing people off.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because that's when they both show up on Vormir, I was like, I guess there really was nobody to explain to them how that is supposed to work.
Yeah,
and she's supposed to be getting her movie, and he's getting the TV show.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, all right, they got to come up with some kind of clever way to get around this. And the more it kept going, I was like, oh, they don't have one. Somebody's got to die.
Or maybe they just both grabbed a Red Skull and just beat it.
I sacrificed it. Man, you better give me that.
Yeah. A soul for a soul. Why not yours?
Wait, no.
Fry lady. And everybody was so concentrated on. And they were thinking about Tony Stark and Captain America dying.
Right,
those were two they were betting on. So nobody, while that was happening, nobody was paying attention to
and all the other missions were, for the most part, going well. So why not this one?
Yeah, exactly. But Tony's death, man. First of all, not surprised. The moment that little baby walked out that tent, I said, "Your ass is gone."
Sure. Well, I knew that either. I mean, honestly, with him, I was like, yeah, man, he's getting kind of long in the tooth to still be doing this. It's if he's ready to go, it's going to be hard to keep believing that a 60-year-old man is running around in that suit fighting crime. But with the daughter, I was like, okay, the introduction of the daughter means either he's going to die or more than likely it's going to change time in such a way where it's like, all right, we reset things. You don't have a daughter anymore, and that would be a tragedy.
I knew they weren't going to get rid of that daughter. They made her too cute.
She was
I was
too
like,
cute,
that's your ass, man. Yeah, I was like, don't why you get this man a kid? I was like, this is good because who is going to be the biggest ones to affect people that die? So, anybody really, but everybody's been talking about Captain America and Iron Man.
Yeah.
And I saw him with that, and I was like, okay, of course he's going to die because not only are we losing a character that we love so much, but it's going to make now y'all got to rub it in.
Yeah.
now he's got a kid.
Yeah.
So y'all, now that's where y'all gonna milk this. And meanwhile, nobody gave a shit about Black Widow. Hey, man, they could have put her name on that flower bed and sent that off, Nobody said nothing at that funeral except Hawkeye. And he had to be by the lake to say something. Yeah, I'm sorry she ain't here. I was like, damn, y'all did her dirty, man. Captain America, he said, did she have any family? And somebody else said, yeah, us. And it was like, well, where were y'all? Y'all didn't do shit for her at that time. Y'all didn't put no pictures up or anything.
They kind of had something they needed to do at the time.
Man, they could have. They see. That's
Seriously,
that shit could have been like the end of Armageddon, man, where they had like pictures of Tony and Black Widow up, everybody crying and shit. No, but Tony got even in death. Tony got to upstage people, man.
Nah, he's a billionaire.
It's getting harder for me to cry for imaginary people, but if you do it well, I can see why people do it because that funeral, man. It felt like a real funeral.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all these, and it's kind of cool how they put all these larger than life characters in black suits and dresses.
Man, did you notice how the Wakandans were dressed?
They
were dressed to the nines. I was like, God damn! I want that suit.
That Negro was going to the club. That was shit. He was going back to Wakanda to drink. Shit, pour on the ground for Tony. Right? Because did you see? Man, that's the thing I noticed the second time. We talking about the second time?
Yeah, the way
I noticed
him
his suit.
and the women, Shuri and Okoye, the way they were dressed, I was like, ooh.
Shit, they got them Wakanda bucks, man.
Mm-hmm.
He had on that long trench coat suit, and I was like, this brother here, man. I said, come on, man, you ain't here tomorrow. You here trying to pull hoes, man.
Trying to style and profile. Yeah.
There was one way to end that funeral scene, and it was and it worked in two ways. You didn't have to know what it was connected to, but when Happy was there with his little girl.
Dude, when he said, I'm buy you all the cheeseburgers you want. Oh, yeah. I lost it.
She was like, that is the scene I'm talking about. Now, when Pepper Potts was in front of Tony and she was like, because she was like, oh, wake up, Tony, somebody get my man. Somebody call an ambulance. She was just kind of like, we're okay, Tony.
okay.
You can rest now. And it was a way to like actually a way to make the audience feel like, hey, look, we got to move on from this. It's all right. That mouse gonna still get their money. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. He can rest, but there's gonna be some other shit y'all gonna like. But that scene right there, when you have a little kid, and the little kid should be the one that's the most torn apart. You know, she loved her dad 3,000, and that shit ain't funny. Shit is serious. I mean, I'm talking to something good, and they're laughing. They making a mockery of this man's death. You know that
No respect.
Tony Stark is right there.
He saved the goddamn world.
He's right up there with Jesus this weekend. But no, that little girl, man, she didn't cry. She was behaving like
a kid.
Like a kid, man. If you notice, like after they had like after funeral chit chat, and little kids usually takes a while for them to process, and they just kind of behave like kids, man. And she just looked at him and said, "Yeah." She said, "What do you want to eat?" She's like, "I want cheeseburgers." And he didn't cry either. He was just like, "Hey, I got you, kid. I'm gonna take care of you."
Yeah, your dad liked cheeseburgers.
Yeah, you did, because that's what it was.
All the way back to Iron Man 1. I was like, man, they really know how to go back.
I want an American cheeseburger. And the other
That's enough of that.
is not what you think. I want you to call for a press conference now.
Call for a press conference?
Hogan,
What on
drive.
earth for?
Cheeseburger first.
It's a little bit of trivia I had with this guy. Cheeseburgers apparently mean a lot more in real life to Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, yeah, I read that.
Got him off of heroin.
Yeah.
He's on insulin now. Cholesterol's all up a little bit.
In back alleys. Dumpster by Denny's trying to buy insulin. Yo, man, you got my shit. My sugar is high.
Cap didn't die, but his ending was great, man.
I loved his ending.
Loved his ending.
I thought that was the sweetest. I was like, man, throughout this whole thing, it's been his life was stolen from him, and he got to take it back.
Yeah, he's like, look, I'm gonna go along for the ride because ain't shit I can do, And I know I should be happy to be here, but damn, man,
Yeah.
y'all caught me when I was about. Y'all know I'm a good guy. Y'all know y'all know I'm a Boy Scout. I mean, I'm still a virgin. Ask yourself, when has Captain America ever had sex?
Well, that was her Peggy's niece from Winter Soldier.
I think they just made out. I think and they didn't even go that far. I think even when he's like, this is kind of creepy.
I don't think he did. I think he probably went back to visit her at some point.
See, I think he's too good for that.
Too good? How?
I mean, the thing is, he's still a virgin too. They were probably ready to go, and he's just like, I can't do this. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it.
And even in Age of Ultron, he made some comment to make you go like, wait, did him and Black Widow hook up at some point?
No, we ain't never hooked up.
How would you know? He all like, oh, they ain't never.
No, he don't want that skank. I'm kidding. I think there was something.
Yeah, nobody wants Scarlett Johansson. Okay.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, I started Black Widow. She a hoe. A lot of people did predict that he would go back and get that last dance. And it is really, you have to go back and watch Captain America to see how much of an impact that has, because that whole line of we got to take a rain check on that dance is like, well, that's it. I'm never going to see you again, and this is my last time to say how much I care about you.
We're gonna need a rain check on that dance.
All right.
A week next Saturday at the Stork Club.
You got it.
I'm busy next Saturday.
Yeah.
What you got after that?
One of the things that I thought was cool in the movie was with Thor. With Thor, I liked some of the lines that I missed the first time. It's almost like saying the way the business of the movie has gone. Thor, there's a moment in here near the end where he says, I get to be who I am instead of who I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's when he's getting on board with the Guardians. And it's almost like saying, yeah, be funny, make people laugh. Don't be what you were before this serious guy. And I thought that was kind of telling that they would say it at that moment when he's about to go into like the more comedic and funny part of the series.
It's also funny what a perfect fit he was for the Guardians of the Galaxy, because I was like, yeah, I know they're gonna make a third movie and all, but I wasn't crazy about that second one, so I guess it'd be more the same. But I was like, oh wait, you're adding Thor? Okay, I can't wait for this now.
Pull it up here. I loved Scott Lang in the movie, man. I loved him because, like I think you said, he was just fanboying out the whole time. You know, I like the way they treated him like he was just like the little brother the whole time. Meanwhile, he was the one with the idea. Look, he didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of like, man, I was kind of getting mad at first. So that's why it's funny the second time. But I just like, man, y'all give him some respect. Damn.
I mean, he had the ideas, but he didn't know how to do any of it.
He didn't even do anything.
Like even his time travel idea, and Tony Stark's just looking at him, like, really, Back to the Future? Is that what you're talking about? No, man, it's all right. Well, yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah. But they were just, man, the movie did mean things to him. He was out in the front of the compound, just trying to eat tacos. Nebula flies down, and just to add insult to injury, just made all the meat go out the shell. He just sat there holding an empty shell. And then when she walks by, after she just mind his business, she walks by like, idiot out here. And it's like, he didn't do anything. That's why it meant a lot to me when Hulk came by, looked at him, and just gave him those two tacos, man.
Yeah. It was a nice moment.
It was a very nice moment, man. Going back and setting up your anticipation, making you wonder what's going to happen and giving you a big payoff. People like, oh, I can't wait for Captain America to whoop these you know, and it's like, no, he's like, no, I'm going to be cool this time. I got stuff to do. Hail Hydra. Thank you. And walked on out, man. You know, they did the elevator scene again. Everybody thought it was going to go down again.
Now, I'm wondering, did they reuse footage or did they reshoot that?
I'm not sure. I don't know. That's a great question.
Because it's so exact on that's why you get that feeling like, oh, shit. Oh, okay, here it comes. Yeah, he's looking at that dude. He's figuring out that they're about to pull something.
Yeah, no, I'd have to go back and see because I was wondering too, but I don't know because some of this, is it the same people? Because some of the same people. Well, no, not exactly.
Frank Grillo and the agent Sitwell.
Don't know the guy in the glasses, but he's not. Remember, he's in the elevator in this movie.
Yeah,
he's not in the elevator.
Oh, that's
here.
right. That's right. That's right.
And was it Winter Soldier?
Yeah, Winter Soldier. You're right. He wasn't in the elevator then.
So I imagine he did some new stuff for that. We're gonna go into some of the things just real quick that I didn't like, and we're gonna bring some other people up. Thanos, I talked about. Watching it the second time around, I'd have more appreciation for what they did with Thanos because of exactly what I'm talking about, where they were centering more on the characters other than Thanos this time.
Yeah, the first part, Infinity War, was his movie.
Yeah,
because they're two parts of one long movie. Yeah.
No, you're right. But you know what? Another thing that I liked, and Chris Herman helped me figure this out. It's like, these are kind of two different Thanos characters.
Well, that's the thing. They're two different Thanoses from different times. And one we're seeing, even though it's 5 years, he is younger and more arrogant. And Thanos is, for all his lofty ideas, his philosophical plan, he's still a big thug. Because to pull off what he wants to, he didn't have to go around killing people as brutally
as he did. Yeah. There was a point where he liked it. Now, as he got older, he might have been like, and that's kind of what I want to see. Now, this is me making my movie. I wish we had a movie where Thanos was he was a more complicated villain to where he achieved what he achieved, and he's not so satisfied with it. He's like, look, I'm glad I did it. But realizing I killed my daughter, and realizing now how much that might have felt to other people, it's a heavy price to pay, and I'm still glad I did it. But it's taken a heavy toll on me. And I thought that would have been cool for him not to just be so arrogant, but just like, just take me out too, because I've accomplished what I had to accomplish. But I'm just not. I'm not feeling as fulfilled as I thought I was.
Yeah. Well, plus he's like, I did it. I thought it'd make everybody happy, ultimately, and y'all just won't move on.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by having a character that they could have done. I thought they could have done more. Although I do like when he saw himself being killed. He's like, no, fuck y'all. Killing all you motherfuckers now.
After I kill you, I'm gonna burn this annoying little planet to cinders.
Because I like when he said, before it wasn't personal, but you cut my head off. Now I'm gonna enjoy this shit. And even then, it was just kind of like, okay, you still don't have to kill everybody. I like how they showed that he really is crazy. Yeah. Before it was kind of like, all right, I kind of get what you're saying. I don't know if you got to go this far, but no, you're fucking crazy, man.
I've said that from the beginning. I was like, Thanos is not right. What he's saying, it sounds right. You can see his train of thought, but that whole thing of, well, we kill half the people and then there's plenty of resources for the rest of us. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, if you're down with that, then it's going to be your family that dies. You cool? And it's like, well, no.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, like I said, man, I kind of see his point in certain things.
Eugenics.
But the way he was just, you know, just getting off on people. He used to say, I don't take no pleasure in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Hearing people misery and everything. It's like, yeah, this guy kind of gets off on this. He's insane. Mm-hmm. He's out of his goddamn mind. Some things that really, now this is why I did not go. I love the movie, but I can't go better than sex with it, because there are certain things that make me walk out and say, too many times, why are things are so good that this is really bad? We talked about it before, and I thought I might change my mind.
Keep having these memories. I see flashes. I think I had a life here.
Captain Marvel, man, I'm beginning to agree with some people where I think Brie Larson, as much as I've loved her work, I think she's just miscast. She just has nothing to bring to this yet. Now, maybe down the line I might be different, but it was a bad spot in this movie. Like her line reading, maybe it was the lines, I don't know. Everything was flat with me about this character, and I'm not going to exactly say it's worse, but it definitely did not get better the second time.
Yeah, I can see that.
And
it wasn't enough to bring it down for me at all, but definitely she's not bringing something like it's not like there's a need for something, but she's there, and I don't know, like it's almost like there's no plan or nobody knows how to have her step it up.
Time travel. Time travel is a thing with me where it's like if it seems messy or there's too many questions, then that's why things, you know, it's personal for me. That's why I can't go far and say, if you don't get time travel good enough, or if it presents more problems or questions than anything, then I can't get into it. I know that. Well, here's one. I thought maybe this isn't a big deal. I just think this is funny. You got Steve Rogers, old Steve Rogers, who shows up on the bench at the end of the movie while they're waiting on him. So the whole time while they're waiting on him was old man Rogers
just sneaking up,
trying to make that dramatic entrance. I wonder how long he's sitting there was like, God damn, when they gonna look over here? I can only look at this ocean so long. but
well, watching it the second time, I really, from the glances exchange, I got the impression that him and Bucky had worked things out the night before.
They could have, but see, it's good to take those kind of things, but I think some things might be, I would like for them to be explained, because there's a lot going on with his time travel and him coming back, you know, because I know everybody wants that ending of him having that dance, but how do you, and it's not, here's the most time travel thing with the Stones. Okay, so, you know, the biggest questions are, and I didn't even think about this. One of the questions was, how do you get the Power Stone? Do you just inject it back into the ass of Jane Foster? You know, how do you get that back up in her, man? What's that?
It's called the
Ether. Okay, so how do you Captain America has to go back and do that, and you know, I don't know. I would love an animated show called Captain America and the Stones or something, where we figure out all this.
Sounds like a band.
Yeah. But I don't know how they do it. I didn't even think about that. That was a good one to bring up. The one I thought of immediately was, okay, you got to go to Vormir.
Yeah.
How is that shit gonna work?
Especially when he sees the Red Skull there.
Yeah, the red. Oh, yeah. He gonna grab him and throw his ass up. I remember you.
Yeah, that's my sacrifice.
How does that work? A soul for a soul. Can you bring back a receipt and get Black Widow back? You know, how is this gonna? But you giving us
like Vormir as a pawn shop.
Yeah, because you return. Hey man, look, you returned the stone. I got to get some shit back. You know that to me, we can make theories, but it's not really explain how that works.
Right.
The other one is this one is an immediate one to me when I was watching the movie. Vormir and this one. And this is during the time heist. I was like, all right, so you're gonna go and get the time stone. How you gonna get that shit back into a cube when you have to, like the Tesseract when you see it? When you get it back to that form, you know, how you gonna do that? Because that's where it was originally. You know, I don't. Again, theories we can make, but I don't think there's any real answers for it. Now, maybe one day they'll do that.
Yeah.
But for right now, there's no real answers for it. This is a deal with time travel. Also, Peggy Carter. Peggy Carter was she was married, right? Not to Captain America. Peggy Carter, you know, that's a Last Dance girl. She was married to somebody at one time, right? Yep. So does that mean that Captain America, Steve Rogers, came back and just pushed that dude out the picture? Because if you notice, man, because even when the Falcon is like, you want to tell me about this girl? Like, nope. Because I done some dirty shit.
He might have been like, hey, I'm owed this.
Yeah. And now some people are saying he might have
sacrificed.
Yeah. Yeah. I died and came back for this ass. Come on now.
Plus, she still had his picture on her desk. He's like,
yeah,
she still wants this.
Yeah, she want this. Yeah, but you know, that don't mean he got to do some, you know, he got to do some low down shit like that, man. And like, what if they had a kid? You know, so if he gets with her, then he kind of Thanos her kid. if they had it, it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of weird shit going on with this time travel stuff, man. And I'm not saying I want answers. I can go past the movie and not have it ruin it for me. I have fun. I'm just saying, that is why when somebody asked me about The Dark Knight, I said, are movies like that? I said, I know it's a simpler movie. You don't want to compare. This is very ambitious, but there are movies that are just tight, airtight. And then there are some that just so ambitious, they're questions to be answered.
Sure.
And that's fine.
No, that happens. But The Dark Knight's not airtight.
It is to me.
It's got its things, and if I brought them up, you'd have to begrudgingly admit I got a point.
Well, you'd probably be nitpicking at that point. But there is one thing that is a point of contention with people, and that is the big girl power scene on the battlefield.
Oh, brother.
You say, oh, brother, but it just didn't feel like, it was one of those things where the movie kind of stopped to show, hey, look, we're bringing girls together because that's a popular thing to do in entertainment now, you know, give women their moment, and which I'm not opposed to that at all. It just make it feel like it's part of the movie. Don't make it stop because all of these girls on the battlefield, all of a sudden, she's got our help. And I was like, all right, I don't mind this. Do it. I love to see women, have this moment. But this is kind of like I felt like with Captain Marvel. It's like, all right, I feel like I'm now supposed to say this because women are getting their hero. Where the movie is just kind of mediocre. This scene did not feel like, it just didn't feel like it was a natural part of the story.
Well, this is something you see in movies all the time, especially with these big battles and when things are going well. And they've done these before. Even in Infinity War, there's a scene very much like that, where it's Black Widow versus the member of Thanos' Black Order. And then Okoye comes, and it's the two of them fighting her, and Scarlet Witch shows up, and it's very much that's a girl power scene.
And you know what? That felt natural.
And this is just a mirror of that. It's like, okay, we got that again, but now we have all of them here.
You know why that worked in Infinity War? Because it worked as part of the story. They didn't all get together at one time and make some proclamation and start fighting. They came in different times, joined together. You didn't even notice it. With this. They all like stopped, got together, walked in slow motion, almost like making a statement. And look, I'm not going to argue with anybody who feels like it worked, but I would have felt the same way. And we were talking about this. If Falcon, Don Cheadle, all of a sudden, Terrence Howard, hey man, I would have been like, okay, this don't, y'all trying to have a black moment.
Black power.
And this ain't working,
Theater, I saw it in, not just the women, but everybody erupted. They loved that part. Like the pros far outweigh the con.
That's why I don't like being there with a crowd that just cheers for anything, because that seems like that's a moment right there. Like I said, because it makes you seem like, well, you denying girls their moment. Nah, you have it. If it made you feel good, that's fine. I don't think it worked as part of a story. That's all. But see, that's the problem you run into, because it seems like now you hate little girls? If they my movie, yeah. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking around. I'm kidding. Like I said, it's nothing. Look, it was so quick. It's not that ruined the movie.
It's maybe 3 seconds.
But I don't think it was good storytelling. I don't think it was good filmmaking. For a movie that had so much greatness going on. But then, like I said, that's me. If it worked for other people, that's fine. Just because it's done for something to make people feel good doesn't mean it can't be criticized. doesn't mean it's right, even if it has the right intentions behind it.
Okay.
So, you know, and that's where you have to like kind of realize like, all right, you know, if this is something that didn't work for everybody, then that's just how it is. If it worked for some people, then that's fine too. You didn't even like that scene. So.
No, I liked it. Can I come on?
Oh, well, shit, I ain't gonna stop you now. But let's bring everybody.
Man, there are so many things wrong with the movie, and you honestly are gonna nitpick that one fucking scene. There's so many other more
to you, but like this, man. You know what? You just no. Hold on, no, because I'm gonna tell you what you did. You came in nitpicking about one other thing today, and other people said, "Are you serious? That's gonna be something for you?"
No. What I'm nitpicking actually affects the goddamn story and the structure of the story. That's like a 5-second thing. Like, it doesn't really have any bearing on it. It's a nice little fan service scene.
It just feels like pandering. And hey, if that pandering worked for the people that enjoy that, that's good. It just didn't work for me.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a huge issue. It should just be like, I don't like it, and it didn't ruin the movie, and we moved on.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
See, I think the thing is, remember Age of Ultron at the very opening fight where they're fighting all the, foot soldiers, whatever, and then they do that slow motion pose where everyone's lined up and it's a great poster or whatever? Yeah. That's pandering. That's something. That's why everyone didn't like that movie, or most people didn't like that movie as much. That scene was kind of stupid, right? When they threw this out there, it was like, yeah, this is just everything we've gotten to the point of parody with like Deadpool and the superhero landing over years and years and years that we're seeing now with all women, and now we're saying it's inorganic when they've been doing this shit time and time again. And then the argument is, back then when we got it and we were enjoying our stuff, our male, straight, white guys, got all the things. Women weren't bitching at us saying like, "Oh, look at Iron Man's walking away from the exploding thing."
You turn into an issue about like a feminist issue.
But it's not a feminist issue.
It's not because you know what? There have been points where a movie stopped and there's been a bunch of men walking in slow motion and doing a badass scene. It's kind of like, okay, this brings me out of the movie right here.
We should probably say that this is bad so that they either, one, hopefully do it better, or two, they stop doing it. And that's kind of how it comes off. I'm just letting you know.
No, I think it comes off to you like that. I'm just letting you know that. That's not what I'm saying, because now you're trying to make me a bad guy here by saying that, me saying that this is something I don't like, that I'm almost advocating don't do it again. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when I say this and when he says this, like, it doesn't feel organic, it feels natural. Hey, next time, make it feel natural.
For me, the way that you're describing it, y'all, like in general, I'm not pointing fingers out here, it makes it seem like it was long and dreadful into a center aspect. And
no, we didn't say that. Nobody said that.
The whole thing, like,
nobody said that. No, what somebody said. We just said.
I just told you how it feels. I didn't tell you what you said. It's a big difference.
I don't know. Y'all can drive this to the ground. I think the beat me. I'm gonna keep. Hey, I'm not. Ain't no goddamn dog. Ain't no. Ding 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 ding. Just because you gave me a fucking glass ain't gonna mean I'm gonna sit up here and be told no on my goddamn show.
You gonna get the glass back?
Yeah. I'm about to go fill this shit with water and throw this face. No. You want to get a newspaper and roll up and beat my ass to it? You out your mind?
Man, y'all in some kinky shit.
Right? Last night we were like, man, we in such agreement. No, we're gonna get on the show. We're gonna be like.
I heard the two of y'all. Yeah. You were saying, I'm like, all right, Carlos, I think this time you're gonna be the one person I can count on. Right. You're gonna be on my side.
Hence, there's three people on his side.
We're gonna tag team everybody.
I was like, man, I can't wait to have you here tomorrow, man. We agree on so much, man. We're gonna be ripping on each other and we're gonna be jiving on each other, man. Here we are. Man, shut up. You know what you're talking about.
It was like the damn glass on my head.
It was just never meant to be.
But you never let me finish. That was the whole thing. You cut me off in the middle of my thought.
I gotta say, from my perspective, it was beautiful to sit here and watch.
Yep. Because it sounds like y'all hate each other more than you hate women, which you also hate. So.
Last night we were like, yeah, man, we gonna get this.
Double dragon last night.
Yeah. That was after a couple beers. That shit sobered up real quick.
My brother. Because nobody gets me like you, man. Thank you for watching, everyone. That means so much to me. It would mean even more if you hit the subscribe button. And if you really love what we do, check out our main site, doubletoasted.com. Over there, we're unedited, unfiltered, uncensored. You get the whole experience. And you also help keep these live streams going that we do. And you get a longer form video. Support us at youtube.merch.com. And remember to always stay toasty.